Yo, 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 yo. Welcome into a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy, Johnny Rady. Yo! And it is a thirsty Thursday. We got bowl games already on TV, man. Don't you just love this time of the year? The holiday season, all the bowl games, the basketball, the NFL closing up, man. 2 weeks left in the National Football League. We got NFL football tonight. Man, I mean, what more could you want? What more could you want? You know what you could want? You want some winners. And we're going to talk about some winners today, and we're going to pick some big games, man. This Arizona-Oklahoma game tonight, I'm looking at you. I think I love this game, but it also kind of gives me a little bit of cause for pause. If you've been looking at this, Arizona is right now a 2.5-point favorite on some books. I've seen them all the way up to 3.5. I've seen it fall to 3. Not too much fluctuation, but it's sticking around this number. And if you didn't know, the transfer portal has been playing a big factor in a lot of these games. Huge if you haven't paid attention. You saw the Moss kid. Did you see the Moss kid for USC come in there and play like a baller last night?
Played really well, yeah.
Yeah, no Caleb Williams, no problem. They took care of business. We're going to talk about some of those games as well. But I got to jump up right off the bat and start talking with Bryant Dacus, because I've been looking at this game, and again, we got a lot of games to bet on today. Right now, SMU's up 7-3 on Boston College in the second quarter. At 1:15, you got Rutgers at Miami. Rutgers is a 2.5-point favorite over the Hurricanes and the Bad Boy Mowers Pinstripe Bowl. NC State's playing Kansas State. Kansas State a 3-point favorite. NC State's got a pretty good defense. Their offense is pathetic. Kansas State, we'll get into that. But the one, like I said, I can't stop looking at this one. It's at 8:15 tonight. It could be a big one. Is Arizona, Oklahoma. Now, Arizona started the season 3-3, played Mississippi State tough, but, lost to them. And then all of a sudden, this team took off. They absolutely went bananas, won 6 straight. They averaged 453.4 yards in the game. That's 17th most in the nation. They were 12th in passing at 304 yards per game. Noah Fafita, their quarterback, this is a redshirt freshman kid who nobody knew anything about. He's only thrown for 23 touchdowns and only 5 interceptions. His QBR was 6th in college football this season. And a lot of people just don't know him. He's not a household name. But, man, he's as efficient as anybody in the world. Then you go over and let's just take a look at what happened this year with this Oklahoma defense. Their offense was damn good, was it not? Their defense, though, was terrible. Their defense is so bad. They average – let me have it to make sure I got this right. They have one of the worst defense where they've given up 390 yards per contest. The only thing that really helped this Oklahoma team is they did get a lot of interceptions, all right? They got a lot of interceptions. They had 19. That saved their point total, which was terrible because they gave up 30 points a game this season. 30 points a game, and they also had 19 interceptions. The other thing is, what's nuts, is they give up 4.1 yards per rush. Their run defense is abysmal. It's awful. It's absolutely awful. Arizona, they got their guys. They got a lot of their weapons. They don't have their left tackle, who is one of the best left tackles in the pack, all Pac-12 first team. He's not going to play. Their right tackle will not play, but they do have their center, both guards, and, of course, their backup tackles will be playing today. They are not in the portal. But when we talk about offensive lines taking a hit, 5 offensive linemen, the 5 starting offensive linemen for the Oklahoma Sooners are in the transfer portal. Now, does Oklahoma have depth? Absolutely. But you're going to have a whole new offensive line. Also, Oklahoma is not going to just be without their offensive line who's in the portal. Y'all know Dylan Gabriel's in the portal, so he's not playing because he's suiting up for Oregon. Their running backs, they are not playing either because guess what? Walker and Major, the running backs, Tyree Walker and Marcus Major, guess where they're at? Transfer portal.
Oh, wow.
Guess where their offensive coordinator is?
He is at Mississippi State.
That's right, big dog. That's right. He's a Bulldog. He's the coach now for Mississippi State. So you have 5 linemen out. You have your running backs out. You have your offensive coordinator gone. The one thing that everybody keeps talking about is, amen, they got all their wide receivers. The wide receiver group is going to be right there. But now we're going to be introduced to Jackson Arnold. You don't know who Jackson Arnold is? Well, that's because he only threw
You should.
He only threw 24 passes this season. A lot of people out there aren't realizing that this is one of the top recruits in the nation. 5-star quarterback, was in every elite camp that there was. A lot of the Oklahoma fans, I don't know if this is exactly true, they've been putting out these rumors, or they've been coming at hard with people. Like if you said, oh, I'm taking Arizona, no Dillon Gabriel, no chance. I have seen a lot and heard a lot, and I've watched a few, podcasts as I love to do and listen to sports talk radio. If you are listening to any Sooner fans or Sooner radio or Sooner X or Sooner Facebook post, they're all saying that Dillon Gabriel was forced out because he was told he wasn't going to start next year, and that's why he left Oklahoma. I don't know if that's true, because they said that this Jackson Arnold kid is going to play circles around Dillon Gabriel.
John, I should say I'm looking at OU's game notes right now as of December 13th, so things could have changed. But Walker, the running back, is on their game notes as active.
He is on their game notes as active?
Yes. So maybe something to keep an eye on. I will look deeper, John.
Okay, that's weird, because I was going to say, looking at this morning, I'm sitting here reading an article, and right here it says Tyree Walker and Marcus, I can't remember his name, Marcus Moody. Marcus Major. It says running back Marcus. Did he take his name out of the transfer portal? Because he was in the transfer portal. That's where I have it right now.
Now, like I said, they posted this way too early.
Yeah, because I'm about 100% sure that both of them entered the transfer portal after that.
I will do more research, and I will let you know when I have an update.
Well, I think that would be great. But again, if you look at where I'm looking at on this one site, it has all the Oklahoma players that have entered the transfer portal. And it has, of course, their 5 offensive linemen, that left tackle that was a super stud. And it says also both running backs, and it has them listed right here. Mr. Major and Tyree Walker.
Marcus Major isn't on the depth chart, but Walker is.
Well, we'll see. I mean, hell, we did see somebody. We've seen a couple games where they've entered the transfer portal and played.
Yep.
So this might be a case where Mr. Walker is entering the transfer portal, but yet he's going to play in the last game, which is going to be a little bit weird.
And their leading rusher is playing as well, Gavin Sawchuk.
Yep, Sawchuk.
He's also playing.
But again, behind a brand new offensive line, and then I look at Arizona, and again I look at some of the losses that they have. Again, 2 offensive linemen. They lost a lot of depth on defense. Their starters are going to be playing today. One starter for Arizona's defense is not playing, but 7 of their backups have entered the portal. So depth could be an issue. If Arizona starts taking some dings, some bumps, and some bruises, that's where it could become an issue. But again, this is an Arizona defense that I feel like has been extremely strong this season. Again, Arizona, by the way, hasn't played in a bowl game since, 2011? This is Oklahoma, who's playing in like its 25th straight bowl. So I feel like also the motivation factor's got to be with Arizona. And I just can't trust an offensive line that has all new parts behind a quarterback who's only thrown 24 college passes. I think their offense is lethal when they were well, but I also can't trust the Oklahoma defense when it was at full strength, was giving up 30 points a game against a top 20 offense in the country in Arizona. I just got to go with the Wildcats. I've been trying to talk myself into pounding this joint all day long. And again, you got to think about it, man. Arizona puts up 450 yards a game like it's nothing and averages 30 points. I mean, over that last 6-game stretch, they've been dealing. Something's going to give. And the interesting thing is you got a Big 12 team that's leaving to go to the SEC, and you got the Pac-12. You got Arizona who's going to join the Big 12. And it's down in, in San Antonio, isn't it? Kind of a perfect little spot.
Sure is.
Perfect little spot for it. So, again, we got college football out the frame. I'm looking at this Arizona. I'm thinking about pounding this joint like you wouldn't believe. We're going to break down more college football today. We're also going to talk a lot of good stuff. We got a lot of NFL notes to get to as the NFL week starts tonight. It's a fascinating game in some ways because the Browns team has been absolutely dominant. I mean, I can't believe I'm saying this. They look better with Joe Flacco than they did with Deshaun Watson. Like, call me crazy. You can call me crazy. That's fine. Joe Flacco and David Njoku have been hooking up like it's going out of style. Amari Cooper is catching these deep balls because Joe Flacco still throws one of the prettiest deep balls in football. Since Joe Flacco's come back, he has beat the Jaguars, put up 31 points in that game. They beat the Bears. Joe Flacco was horrible for 3 quarters in that football game, but knowing it was money time in that fourth quarter, Joe Flacco was making throws that a lot of NFL quarterbacks, I mean, to be elite, these were elite throws, like the throws you see from the Matt Staffords. Not a 30-year-old guy who was like on the couch just 6 weeks ago. And then what they did to the Texans last week, 36 points. The defense is holding teams down. You know how good they are. I absolutely think that they go out there and beat the brakes off the New York Jets. It's the prime video game, and the New York Jets have just been a team that has now kind of gotten to where, like, I'm just so annoyed by them. From all the Aaron Rodgers stuff from the offseason, and then his Achilles, and then the whole Zach Wilson stuff. Doesn't want to play, wants to play. Like, they're a bunch of there's so much drama around the New York Jets, it's not even funny. But 7.5 points, that Jets defense, which is pretty deadgum good. Do I take another favorite? I've been thinking about this. Did you know, just in bowl games, going into Tuesday morning, do you know what the bowl games favorites and dogs were?
I have no idea, no.
12 underdogs had covered.
Wow.
And only 4 favorites.
Wow.
Guess what happened on Tuesday?
Didn't all the favorites win?
All 3 favorites. Yeah. Guess what happened on Wednesday?
Yesterday, right?
That was yesterday,
okay.
Yes.
My week's all confused, John, because Monday was Christmas.
3 favorites, 1 dog. The only
and
dog.
Who was the USC? That's right.
They were the dog, and USC came out. And again, I'm liking some of the favorites again today. Arizona's a 2.5-point favorite. So,
John, I have more information about our friend
Tyree Walker.
Walker, so he has entered he put his he posted his intention to enter the transfer portal. It does not look like he has officially entered the transfer portal yet, but he has been practicing with the Sooners as they prepare for their bowl game against Arizona. And Brent Venables has said that the door is wide open for him to return if he wants to. And this even goes to say that this looks similar to what happened last season when defensive lineman Josh Ellison announced in early December his plans to enter the transfer portal and then remained with the team through the Cheez-It Bowl, where he played 26 snaps against Florida State before officially entering the transfer portal in January and transferring to Memphis. So
nice.
It could be a similar situation to that.
It is the transfer portal has been an absolute. If you're a bowl game gambler, the transfer portal has been absolutely buck wild.
It has.
Trying to keep up with it's extremely difficult, and then also trying to figure out which like these backups, like who's going to come in. Did you have any clue that this Moss kid, what is it, Miller Moss? Did you have any idea this kid? Was it 6 touchdown passes he had?
Yeah, 6 touchdown passes. Played really well. I think before I took a picture.
He did have that pick 6 he threw. That was just earlier. But I mean, man,
I took a picture coming into that game. He had this season 309 yards and 1 touchdown, and I think he appeared in 3 games maybe. He's the backup quarterback all year. So yeah, no, I don't think anybody expected what we saw last night.
It was impressive. I mean, that's the only thing that you can say. It was damn impressive. So USC 42, Louisville only 28. Louisville, you're terrible. But my man Moss, man, 6 touchdown passes. That little, do you know our former Memphis Tiger, Taj Washington? Did you see him go off?
Oh yeah, good game for him. I always like seeing him play.
99 yards, 7 receptions, 2 tutties for former Memphis Tiger Taj Washington. Also yesterday though from the college world, man, Ollie Gordon. Did you know he's coming back to Oklahoma State?
Is he really?
Yeah, that's a full-grown
Wow.
damn man. 27 carries, 118 yards. Oklahoma State beat Texas A&M. But did you see the whole situation in that Texas A&M game? What happened?
No. What do you mean?
On
I was
the-
eating dinner during most of that game.
So on the very first play of the game, these teams are already pretty damn shorthanded because of the whole situation. Like, how many guys were there to play for Texas A&M? Not many.
I saw a tweet that said like there was only like 55 scholarship players or something like that. For Texas A&M
They were
last
very
night.
shorthanded.
Super shorthanded.
Well, on the first play of the game, they lost their quarterback, Jalen Henderson.
Yeah, but that guy that came in after, he was pretty good.
Dude, Cameron Epps. No. What was it? Yeah, was it Cameron Epps? No. That was the other team's quarterback. Here it is. He was replaced by Marcel Reed. That's what I was
right,
thinking
Marcel Reed.
The dude's only 180 pounds, 6'2", 180-pound true freshman. He was one of the top, 300 players in the ESPN 300 last year. Again, true freshman. He had attempted 3 passes all season. My man finished 20 of 33 for 361 yards, and he only threw 1 interception. He rushed for another 29 yards and a score. But damn, my little guy came in there and took care of business, didn't he?
did.
That's like that would be the 1, 2, 3. He'd be 4th on the depth chart. He was the 4th dude on the depth chart at A&M. Came in there and looked good. That's one of the difficult things about watching these bowl games. Which young kid's gonna come in there and get his chance, and all of a sudden get like you see it coming. Who Wally pipped.
Yeah, that's right.
Man,
And we've seen that a couple of times, especially like you said earlier in the bowl season, where all these underdogs were covering and some even winning outright. And a lot of those were underdogs because they had a quarterback that was out, or their star running back had entered the transfer portal or had opted out. But then these young guys come in and they see this as an opportunity to prove themselves and maybe get springboard into next season, and they take advantage of it.
Yep, they do, and that's kind of the fun thing about some of the bowl things. I still wish the transfer portal situation would be after bowl season.
Right.
I think it would make it easier on the coaches. I think it would make it easier on the players, and you would finish the season with your team. That's just my opinion. We'll see what happens going forward. But again, only one dog came in yesterday. That was USC, outright win. Favorites have been pouring in since Tuesday. West Virginia, by the way, what did I tell you?
Country roads, take me home.
Dude, I told you yesterday that North Carolina's defense was absolutely terrible. And I said one thing. I said running games do running. You run the football well all season long, you're going to run the football well in the bowl game. West Virginia ran for 164 yards. They averaged 5.5 yards a carry. But also that little Garrett Green, first play of the game, did you see what he did? They threw a touchdown
Yeah,
pass.
that was awesome. That was
so
fun.
awesome. It felt good. We took West Virginia. I was a little bit nervous about it. Remember?
Yeah.
We had a bunch of people saying take
Never
North
in doubt.
It was never in doubt. Felt great about that.
That might have been the easiest one of the day, honestly.
The first game that I gave. Which game did we?
That was Virginia Tech Tulane, but John, that game was close until about the late third
It was.
quarter, and then Virginia Tech pulled away. West Virginia had that game from the very start.
They
I mean,
did.
that was
Once
never a
open.
game.
I mean, first play they scored
Yeah.
a touchdown, and
I think the
North
closest
Carolina
it was
awful.
like 7-3 at one point. I mean, that game was never in doubt.
Yeah, Tulane. But the Tulane, you could just tell that their offense was struggling mightily.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, both quarterbacks were terrible in that football game, and still Virginia Tech scored 41
Mm-hmm.
points.
Well, and I don't understand. So Tulane started Kai Horton, and then after the first possession, he didn't look very good, and they immediately go to the other quarterback, and then he gets injured.
Abita,
Yeah,
like Abita B or something.
I wasn't
something
going
like
to try to pronounce his name.
Something like that.
But he got injured, and then they had to go back to Kai Horton. I'm sure his confidence is a little shaken after being pulled right after one possession. It was an ugly game for Tulane.
Teams combined passing yesterday, 210 yards. Did you know that?
Wow. That's
This
incredible.
is college football 2023.
Yeah.
My man, Kyron Drones only threw for 91 yards on 21 attempts.
Brett, he likes to keep up with like the rushing and stuff. He texted me this yesterday. I don't remember. This was after maybe that Tulane game, and he texted me and said teams that win the rushing are now 16-5 in bowl games. Passing, if you win the passing in terms of passing yards, you're 8-13 in bowl games. So the run game is dominating these bowl games.
Our good buddy Brett Norsworthy just said this. So if you win the ground game, you're 16-5
That's right.
straight up.
That's right.
and just winning the passing battle.
You're 8-13. So the running game is
bowl
dominating.
games. What I say yesterday, run games. Yep. In this type of this bowl atmosphere, you haven't been playing in 3 weeks to a month, whatever.
Yep. That's
something that still, it translated. You'll see it on the field. We saw it with West Virginia. Oh, man, we got some great games. We got football on right now. I'm fired up about the football, but I'm also fired up about basketball. We're in Hoop City. You have the Tigers who are playing out of their mind, 19th in the AP, 18th in the coaches poll. And Dacus just said something. He got so excited. What happened? What happened?
SMU just scored a touchdown. I think you're ahead of me. I'm watching on my iPad. John, did you take the over in the Chicago State Cal Baptist game last night?
I did not.
Oh, John, we got there
easy.
Last night. Well, not easy.
But he got
total
there.
was 136, but we got there. It was over 130.5.
Well, I did not get there.
Oh, John.
Well, hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is what's going to be fun again. I talked about We Are Hoop City. The Tiger basketball team is balling. They got a weak team. They're playing as Austin Peay.
Austin Peay.
Oh, and Saturday we're going to talk.
Emmanuel Hansel plays for Austin Peay. You might remember him. He was recruited by Memphis. He is the young man that only has one arm.
Yes.
His other arm it stops at his elbow. And he plays for Austin Peay, and he's getting good minutes for them this year.
Oh, heck yeah,
so
man!
You'll get to see him on Saturday.
We'll get to pay attention to that as well on Saturday. But tonight we have the Grizzlies. They're playing the Nuggets. We also have some drama. Like, was it Michelle Beadle kind of coming out? A lot of people trying to attack Memphis. Memphis don't like
Chandler
that.
Parsons, too. He's on that show.
Chandler Parsons, yeah. But by the way, Memphis, we might fight each other all up in here. But when you come from Memphis, all of us are going to turn around and fight you.
Yeah, that's right.
So we're going to talk about a little bit of, Memphis, Maine, coming out and attacking a little Michelle Beadle. I know Isaac Simpson was one of those yesterday. We're going to talk about Ja Morant, this Grizzlies team. They've won 4 straight games. They're back on the hardwood tonight in Denver. By the way, in Denver, where the whole thing kind of started for Ja Morant, in the strip club that does not care about their patrons' privacy. Ridiculous. And then Ja doesn't feel good. You know why?
Why? Because he's scared to go back to Denver.
It's called anxiety.
Yeah, I feel that.
I'd have a little anxiety myself. But we're going to talk all this and more because Isaac Simpson joins us on the other side. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Be sure to follow us at Sports 56 WHBQ on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube to watch live video of our shows, stay up to date with station events, and have chances to win prizes. Don't miss out on anything that's going on. Follow us at Sports 56 WHBQ.
Jenkins Floors and More in Hernando is growing. This family business started up 5 years ago with just one pallet, and now they have hundreds. Tim, the owner, gets calls from people everywhere and can sometimes save them up to 50% on wood flooring, carpet, tile, and vinyl. Jenkins Floors and More helps with renovations, home building, and installation. Jenkins Floors and More, number 6 East Commerce Street in Hernando. Also in Little Rock and coming soon to Tennessee. Call 662-469-9350 for more information.
You ready to end the year with some money in your pocket? We got it covered at Gossett Mitsubishi's Mitsubishi Motors year-end sales event. Get to the Pike for the award-winning 2023 Mitsubishi Outlander PHEV. 420 total range MPGE, $299 a month. Get ready for your road trip in the 2024 Mitsubishi Outlander Sport. Buy for $27,000 or just $399 a month. And cool has never been cooler than in a 2024 Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross. We Gossett at $30,700 or $499 a month. And no worries with Mitsubishi's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. So get to Gossett Mitsubishi today at 1870 Covington Pike. Gift wrapping available. You want it, we Gossett. Shop online anytime at MemphisMitsubishi.com.
If you want it, we Gossett at Gossett Motor Cars.
PHEV PZ06203 MSRP 44,355 Sport RU 001136 MSRP 28,000 Eclipse RZO 12051 MSRP 31,700 includes all rebates and incentives PF 695 excludes tax title and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through end of the month. Dealer stock only.
Ian Eagle here from Thursday Night Football on Westwood One. Join me and Hall of Famer Joe Thomas as we kick off Week 17 of the NFL season with AFC action. From Cleveland and with Joe Flacco at quarterback, the Browns will host the New York Jets. Can the Browns win their 4th straight and move to 11-5? Join us to find out on Thursday Night Football.
Right here on Sports 56.
As the weather gets colder, the NFL offers Stay Hot on FanDuel. Right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 moneyline bet. That's $150 if your team wins. If you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, there's no better time to get in on the action. The app is so easy to use. There's a wide range of betting options, spreads, player props, over-unders, and more. I like putting parlay bets together, hammering the overs, and anytime player touchdown bets always have me on the edge of my seat. So if you're ready to do the same, visit FanDuel.com/win and kick off the NFL season. That's FanDuel.com/win. FanDuel, official partner of the NFL.
21 plus and present in Tennessee. First online real money wager only. $5 pregame money line wager required. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call TN Redline 1-800-889-9789.
Uncorked flavor, Corky's barbecue. We're cooking it up, down home way. Hickory smoke flavor like the good old days. A whole lot of good eating is waiting for you. Our Memphis barbecue tradition, you'll love what we do. Uncorked flavor, Corky's barbecue.
Hi, Jimmy Stovall here with Corky's Barbecue. I am honored that so many Memphians trust Corky's to serve our hickory smoked turkeys and spiral sliced honey glazed hams to their families for Thanksgiving and Christmas. This year, let us make it even easier with our holiday feast: ham or turkey and gravy, and your choice of 2 of our southern sides: cornbread dressing, sweet potato casserole, mac and cheese, or baked potato casserole. Reserve yours today at Corky'sBBQ.com before we sell out.
Uncorked flavor, Corky's barbecue.
Merry Christmas from Choate's Air Conditioning, Heating, and Plumbing. We're here to make your holiday season extra cozy and cheerful. For the first 50 customers who purchase a new Carrier system or tankless water heater, we have a special gift for you. Choose from a free 75-inch smart TV, a PlayStation 5, an Xbox X, a Nintendo Switch, or a $500 gift card on us. It's our way of spreading holiday joy. But hurry, this festive offer will only last through December 24th. Enjoy a comfortable Christmas and a special present from Choate's. Because when you choose us, you're not just a customer, you're family. Schedule your free estimate today at 901-347-8086. Choate's Air Conditioning, Heating, and Plumbing. Let our family serve your family this holiday season. Wishing you a warm and joyful Christmas from Choate's.
Hey everybody, if you're ready for a new Silverado, All-Star Chevy right here in Olive Branch has financing down to 1.9 or up to $10,000 cash. Plus, make no payment for 90 days and your good credit deserves it. Look, I'm out here at All-Star Chevy looking at all these red tags, Tahoes, Equinox, Trailblazers. Families love the Traverse with their third row seating so you can do more together. Christmas, holiday trips, what are you doing this New Year's Eve? What are you driving? Military, teachers, college students, healthcare, you all get an extra $500 bonus. And if you want a certified pre-owned Chevy or any pre-owned, All-Star is loaded up. If it's not here, just ask Jeff and he'll find it for you. And Kevin and Jeff and everyone here at All-Star Chevy asked me to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And remember, it's not South Haven, not Mount Moriah, Bartlett, or Collierville. It's got to be Olive Branch, people. So find new roads to All-Star Chevy today or go to allstarautogroup.com.
Listen each and every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. and join Ottawild Presbyterian Church for worship. Ottawild is a PCUSA church located in Midtown Memphis.
All the wisdom of the universe is in these bones.
Now back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio, hanging out with Brian Dacus. It is a beautiful Thursday. It's a thirsty Thursday here in the Mid-South, and you know it's always brought to you by the best Tito's Handmade Vodka. If life hands you lemons, Don't freak out. Don't fret. Don't stress. Just make a lemon drop. Make sure it's with the best. That's Tito's handmade vodka. And it is that season, man. 2023. We're wrapping this junk up, getting ready to start a new year. Man, bring in the new year the right way with your friends, your family, and your loved ones. Bring it in with a little bit of Tito's. Just kind of gives you a little more holiday spirit. But always remember, do me a favor. Drink it, savor it responsibly, and don't drink and drive. It is New Year's is like it's like rookie. I call it a rookie night or whatever. Like it's amateur. It's amateur hour. Like that's what New Year's is. So usually I like to go over, stay with the family, eat like some beef tenderloin, maybe some cream crab legs, maybe a little fungus, then shoot some fireworks. Stay at the crib and enjoy the best. That's Tito's handmade vodka. Now it's time to talk with my man Isaac Simpson. In the Mid-South, they say we don't bluff. We also say whoop that trick. Memphis, Maine. We're all about Memphis. We might fight each other in the streets, but if anybody comes for Memphis, we are going to be coming after you. Isaac, I see everybody in that Memphis posse is going after Michelle Beadle and Chandler Parsons, and I'm loving it.
Yeah, man. That's one thing, man. You said it right there at the top, man. We might not always agree on everything here in the city, but one thing we do agree on, man, if anybody comes for that, the beautiful land in the world, we got a band together, man, to go after them. I think Michelle Beadle and Chandler Parsons found that out on yesterday.
Dude, I love it. You just did the whole Memphis, Tennessee, most beautiful land in the world. I love you, man. You with me on all this, Isaac. Kind of give the backstory a little bit. I wasn't completely aware. I didn't know that Ja's dance, the little New Orleans dance down in New Orleans, was going to cause a stir. Kind of paint a picture for our audience who might not be understanding what we've been witnessing on X.
Yeah, man. When it happened, I was like, oh, God, I know somebody's going to try to make a big deal out of this. When I was watching the game live, I saw it. I was like, and I'm aware of the dance. If you ever watch LSU football, you see them, all their players, they score touchdowns. They do it all the time. When I saw Ja do it, I was like, they're gonna say this is a gun thing. I knew somebody was gonna come up with it. Early in the morning, you didn't really hear anything about it, and then the FanDuel TV, however you find that, I've seen it on gas stations while I'm at the gas station pumping gas before. That's the only time I've really ever seen that. But Michelle Beadle and Chandler Parsons kind of had some strong comments about that and about T on the sideline dancing, and it became a big thing. And you had people from Memphis, man, going at them hard. I mean, to the point to where they were actually responding to tweets. Like Michelle Beadle actually DM'd
to
me.
You, DL? Yeah. I know this, man. Tell the people
I'm sorry. People wanted me to share it. I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. But they were like, did she apologize? No, it definitely wasn't an apology. It was kind of a doubling, tripling down on what she was saying. But, yeah, man, it's crazy when you have people at that level actually reading and responding to tweets, like random tweets. I thought that was really wild to see yesterday. But Memphis, man, definitely came out strong, man, and it supported Ja, supported the city against kind of what they were saying on yesterday.
And what exactly, because I really missed the comments really from Chandler Parsons and Beadle. What were they saying? Basically that, T needs to learn how to how to act right on the sideline, and that Ja needs to I didn't see all of them. I know it was basically they were just coming out about how they carry themselves.
Yeah, the Chandler Parsons, it was unbelievable that he was on the sideline with sunglasses and a hoodie, which I thought was ridiculous. On the Ja thing, they were just saying basically that he can't do anything. Basically, he shouldn't be having any fun and anything that's related to a gun, which is really not even that he can't be doing that. The league watching, and I mean, it's just you have so many other things that they could be focused on. I mean, you have a Josh Giddey situation. You have Mikal Bridges, who's back in the league. You have Josh Primo, and nobody has come out as hard.
Josh Giddey. You had so many things going on. And again, Mikal Bridges is the most disgusting one of them all.
Yeah, man.
And they're not
right
saying anything about him.
Exactly. I mean, these people have committed real crime.
A
and
felony.
Nobody's really, I mean, if the way they talk about Ja, you think he killed 10 people. Ja really, I understand, the optics of the situation, but he still hasn't done anything illegal. And the way people talk about it, they act like this kid has killed 10 people, like I said, and it's just ridiculous, and it's going to be a ongoing narrative. And Ja's he's going to do stuff like that. Like, I mean, and I'm not necessarily talking about the gun videos, but having fun for the court, that's what he is. And people don't like it, man. It's going to be a problem continuously going forward because that's just who he is as a player and his personality. He's going to have fun on the court. He's going to do things like that, and that's what it's going to be. But he just can't do the outside Instagram videos and stuff like that. But, man, let the kid have fun, man. You're just trying to change him completely, man. I just don't agree with it.
Man, I love him on the court, him dancing and doing all that stuff. I mean, again, I don't understand. Everybody else and their grandmother does that, and now Ja's the only one who can't. I mean, and by the way, hold on, just to bring this up. Do you not remember just a week ago when LeBron James was celebrating and he did a whole thing where it looked like he was smoking a joint and passed it to his buddy?
Pass the blunt joint,
pass the blunt. I mean, I'm all for passing the blunt because I feel like, dude, don't be a Bogart. Don't Bogart that joint, my friend. Pass that joint. But he didn't take a bunch of flack, and people didn't do that. And again, I've seen people. If you watch sports, they come out and they, like guns ablazing. They're not like shooting people. It's like just, like you're just excited, or you scored a touchdown, you hit a basket. We see people shooting arrows all the time after they hit a three, but Ja does a dance and it becomes a controversy.
Yeah, I mean, Mikal Bridges has the celebration he does every time he hits a three. You see Steph doing the 3-point gun. People put out videos. LeBron has done like 5 or 6 different gun
celebrations. He puts it back in the holster. Man, I remember he did the little spin and back in the holster.
Yeah, and then he does the push to the ground where he puts it back in the holster. I mean, that's something that people do all the time because, I mean, you're talking about you're playing a game where you're shooting a basketball. I mean, that's just kind of a thing. So, I mean, yeah, it's trying to take the fun out of it. I just feel, and Chandler Parsons, of all people, man, always has something to say, how the man came in here and finessed Memphis out of $100 million for nothing, and he's come out since and basically admitting that he knew that he couldn't play anymore, and that he's just going to take the money and making fun of Memphis and the city. Somebody tweeted him and said, "Well, you're not welcome back in the city after this." He was like, "Oh, well, yeah, I was definitely planning on taking a vacation there this summer," and stuff like that. He's taking shots at Memphis every chance he got ever since he's left here, which I think is ridiculous. He should be thanking the city with how he came in and finessed them, but it's just crazy, man. I think it being Chandler Parsons made it even worse because people in Memphis aren't too fond of him anyway.
No, they aren't. That was a painful contract, you could say. But I will say, I've heard that there were some ladies in the city at the time that were friends of Chandler Parsons, but now I think all the Chan Coon stuff. There's a lot of women that don't like him in this city no more.
Yeah, man, I heard he put a good bit of time at the Bluff on the Highland Strip while he was here. So.
He did. Now, we got to talk about a little bit of action, man. Since Ja's return, this has been, it's just been special. They've won 4 straight games. Again, the Grizzlies won in the first 25 games, could only manage 6 wins. Since Ja's come back, he's had a game winner. He was the Western Conference Player of the Week. My man's dropping games all over people's face. And the whole team looks reinvigorated. Desmond Bane's been insane, man. Tripp's doing it. Like, the whole team just looks different. Talk to me about what it's like. Why is it that you bring him in? This is a team that wasn't very good at scoring in the paint. Now, over the last 4 games, they've been one of the best teams in the league at scoring in the paint.
Yeah, man, he's just revitalized and a shot of energy for the entire team. And I think one thing, when you're losing basketball games, at some point it becomes mental, right? You're going into these games, you're thinking, okay, well, we're getting blown out. We don't really have a chance to beat this team. Why am I going to go out and give this max effort on both ends? I think we saw that in a lot of games. There were some games where they had the energy, like you think about that Boston Celtics game, that Denver Nuggets game. They lost both of those games, but they were fighting tooth and nail trying to win those games. Other games, it looked like they could rather be anywhere. Guys outside of kind of Desmond Bane and Jaren Jackson Jr., the rest of them looked like they could care less about being there. I think having Ja back now, I think they're now going to these games feeling like they can beat anybody. And when you're scoring points on offense, it gives you energy on the other end. When you're going down continuously and not scoring, you just that sometimes you kind of give it up on the other end. I think that's what you're seeing. I think with Ja back out there now, they have confidence. Okay, that we're out here busting our ass for a purpose, so to speak. Like we can win these games now, so we're going to go out and give max effort. It's just been crazy. I mean, instant classic. I think the first game he came back, man, you couldn't even script that better to hit a game winner in your return. I mean, and kind of go back deja vu, almost the same thing. This time, he ended up going to overtime, and they still get the victory. And Marcus Smart, man, just looks incredible. You don't win that game without him. They were struggling offensively. I think down 14, he comes in, hits 2 big threes back-to-back. Had a big-time play. He took the charge on Zion Williamson, had that steal, layup, and one in overtime. I mean, he was big-time. Xavier Tillman put in big-time minutes, had 5 blocks in that game. The entire team. And one thing that I think that you take as a big positive, and it's always been a question of, especially with Jared, can he play big-time basketball with Ja Morant on the court? Most of the time when we've seen him play his best basketball, it's been without Ja Morant. And in all 4 of these games, Ja Morant, Jaren Jackson Jr., and Bane have all played at an all-star level. And I think if you're a Grizz fan, you have to be excited about that because that's one of the top trios in the league. I mean, they're right up there at the top when you're talking about trios. And when those guys are playing at that level, all 3 of them together, this team's going to be really, really hard to beat. And it's just night and day difference, man. The energy, to be admittedly, man, it got hard to watch at times in those first 25 games. It's just, you just had no confidence this team's going to win basketball games. It's just ugly basketball, bad coaching decisions, and Ja, man, just has fixed pretty much all of that, man. 4-0, tough one tonight on the road against Denver. Ja Morant questionable with an illness. John Conchar was out the last game. I think the flu was kind of going around the team. Hopefully Ja plays. I know at altitude that makes it even more tricky, but I think they have a chance to win this game. Aaron Gordon is out, man. Some crazy stuff there, man. Got bit by a dog on the shooting hand. I think he had 21 stitches or something.
What?
Yeah, he got bit by a dog on his shooting hand. I think he had 21 stitches. And he's out indefinitely. They don't know when he's gonna return. So it sounds like it was pretty bad. So hopefully get well him to Aaron Gordon, but he's not gonna play tonight. So hopefully Ja's in there because I think they have a chance. I mean, they gave Denver all they wanted here, and that was without Ja. They need to keep this going, man, because they can't afford to take a lot of losses. Still about 5 games out of that 10th spot. So, man, they just got to stack wins, man. And with Ja Morant out there, man, I feel like this team has a chance. I don't care who they're playing against or where they are.
Man, it's just been wild, by the way. Again, Ja, since he's returned, is averaging 29, 9, and 5 on 50% shooting from the field, scoring in the paint like a madman. Like scoring in the paint like people hadn't seen since Shaquille O'Neal and Giannis. That's how crazy he's been against getting inside the paint. The other thing I did want to say about, like, one thing that I've watched both of those Pelicans games, the team, didn't quite. They just like if you really watched that game the other night, they were terrible. They couldn't shoot a 3-pointer and hit it. They had 15 damn turnovers. They committed 20 fouls. Yet they kept fighting. Got that jun into overtime. I mean, Tripp could have won the game in regulation, but he did miss that second free throw. But they fought all the way to where there was 0.4 seconds on the clock, and they were still scratching and clawing and trying to get the win, and they ended up getting a 1-point win in overtime. That's just a different fight from this team that we saw in the first 25 games to what we've seen over the last 4.
Yeah, man, it was definitely a game of, I would say 2 halves, but a half and half of a quarter because they really didn't start playing until late in that third quarter, and Marcus Smart had that surge. Like I said, hit those 2 threes. When they really needed it, and they just kept battling. For some reason, Willie Green decided to put Dyson Daniels on Jaren Jackson Jr., man. He took advantage of it, man. Two backed him down twice in a row, got 2 big buckets. I think that cut it to 1. And they just continued to make plays. Like I said, Marcus Smart getting in the passing lane, Vince Williams Jr. doing some stuff defensively in that fourth quarter. And anytime you have Ja, when Ja decides he's going to get downhill, it's hard to stop. Either he's going to finish at the basket or you're going to foul him most times. And like you said, wild scene at the end of that game, man. You had the Ja, they called a foul, they reviewed that, they took that back. I think they had about 1.5 seconds left, had to do a jump ball. Grizzlies win that, 4/10 left. Jaren goes in, he gets fouled by Jonas Valanciunas, which I'm surprised he got that call. You usually don't get that call in that situation. I couldn't believe they called it. And he had a chance to win in the regulation, missed 1 free throw, man, but they came out in overtime, man, and took care of business, man. crazy as a Pelicans fan, man. That did man, twice in 1 week, man. A heartbreak. They went down there and got 1 and 2 point victories, man. It's just, like you said, just a different level of fight that we've seen from this team in 25 games. They just don't give up, and that's what we've come to expect from this Grizzlies team. That looks like Grizzlies basketball, man. I'm just glad it's back.
We're talking with Isaac Simpson. You know him. Make sure you listen to his podcast. Go to @EthosGrizzlies on the Twitter. Give it a follow. Go to Ethos Grizzlies to find this bad boy. They're always doing that. He also works for TigerSportsReport.com. On the other side, me and Isaac are switching gears up a little bit. It's time to talk some Tigers. Back in 2 Shakes. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
We all appreciate luxury. We love the newest technology. We want something that sparkles and looks great. Well, I've got it all in one place. It's called Genesis of Olive Branch, right at the corner of Highway 78. That's Lamar. And the first exit in Mississippi, that's Craft Road. Turn left and you will see Genesis of Olive Branch. And right now, you can get the 2024 Genesis GV70 starting at $49,480 with special financing as low as 3.49% on select models. How about the 2024 Genesis GV80? A little bit bigger, starting at $55,995, financing as low as 5.49% with a $2,000 rebate when trading a luxury brand. Call them. They'll even bring you a Genesis at your work or your home for a test drive. They're convinced that when you drive a Genesis, you're going to want one. Call 662-890-6684. Ask for Vinny. Genesis of Olive Branch.
How's the Christmas shopping going? Yeah, that's what I thought. But Frontier Western Store will make it a lot easier. Everyone loves something from Frontier. They have thousands of coats, shirts, and boots. Outfit the entire family today. Looking for a Carhartt beanie? Frontier has every color they make. You'll find a whole wagon full of beanies. You'll also run into the largest selection anywhere of in-stock Carhartt and Ariat jackets and coats. They have endless aisles, an astounding collection at amazing prices. Don't forget the boots, work boots, and dress boots from Rocky, Dan Post, and especially Ariat. Frontier is the place to shop for name brand boots at the lowest prices every day. Way lower than chain stores and online. Thousands of boots in all sizes for men, women, and children. Not sure what to get? Frontier gift cards are always the right size, color, and price. Frontier Western Store, 5880 Goodman Road in Olive Branch, or shop online 24/7 at frontierwesternstore.com. Locally owned and operated since 1967.
The Crazy Coop, America's premier wing destination, has 27 delicious flavors to choose from and counting. Like the Buffalo Ranch, a perfect combo of ranch seasoning with a little kick. Mango Habanero, sweet taste of mango followed by the heat. Or sweet maple bourbon. The taste will remind you of chicken and waffles. And that's just 3 of the amazing 27 chicken wing seasonings that you can get at the Crazy Coop in Bartlett at 7199 Stage Road, and now open the Crazy Coop Express at 1315 Ridgeway off Poplar. Some like it hot. How about the Crazy Sweet Lemon Pepper Hot or Crazy Suicide? Can't take the heat? Get the 4-cheese roasted garlic or barbecue bacon bourbon. Ask about the $9.99 lunch special. Now those are some crazy good prices. The Crazy Coop, 2 locations, 7199 Highway 64 between Applin and Kirby Whitten, and 1315 Ridgeway off Poplar. Family owned and operated, The Crazy Coop, America's premier wing destination.
East Memphis Ace Hardware is more than just a hardware store. It's really a customer service store. With 20 employees along with complete inventory of items, big to little, finding what you need is easy. Choosing from a complete selection of Big Green Egg as well as Traeger and Weber grills. And the Garden Center has everything for your yard. You can get glass cut, repair screens, even new keys with key fob programming. Tools, nuts, bolts, screws, you need it. East Memphis Ace Hardware has it. And they're just down the street at the corner of Quince and White Station.
It's our season of giving back at Gossett Kia on the Pike, and we've got the perfect holiday gift for you. Hit the road with 41 MPG Highway 2023 Kia Forte LXS, $239 a month, $27.99 due at signing. Get road-ready SUVs, Seat 7 2023 Kia Sorento LX, $319 a month, $34.99 due at signing. And 8-passenger seating in your new 2024 Kia Telluride LX, $459 a month, $34.99 due at signing, all 36-month lease. Plus, you'll get
peace of mind with Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Ask for Bobby J. He's ready to put you in a new Kia today. Gossett Kia 1900 Covington Pike or online KiaCovingtonPike.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
All 650 acquisition fee, Forte RE 699,094, MSRP 21,385, Sorrento PG 242,710, MSRP 33,010, Telluride RG 462, 2822, MSRP 38,705, includes all rebates and incentives, must finance through Hyundai, excludes tax title license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 1/2/2024, dealer stock only.
Looking for a high-efficiency planting solution? The Case IH 2150 Early Riser Planter combines the industry's most accurate planter technologies with a rugged row unit for a fast and uniform emergence. The Case IH 2150 Early Riser operates at your speed and adapts to unique field conditions so that you can maximize your yield potential. Stop in or call Mid-South Ag Equipment at 662-890-3141 to learn more. That's Mid-South Ag, your Case IH Equipment headquarters.
Now you want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio, hanging out with Brian Dacus. It's a thirsty Thursday, and it's just beautiful for sports fans. We've got bowl games already on. I saw Dan Wetzel tweet this out. He says, if you have an issue with a baseball stadium hosting a football game sponsored by a cloud storage system named after a Japanese horseradish kicking off at 11 a.m. on a Thursday, then I'm not sure we can be friends.
Yeah, I've got a problem with you if you got a problem with
I'm right there with you, Mr. Dan Wetzel. I think that's a great tweet. But we got football wall to wall. There's 4 bowl games today. We got Grizzlies basketball tonight. But it's time to talk about that team. That awesome team, that Memphis Tigers, 19th in the AP, 18th in the coaches poll, and number 1 in everybody's hearts. What's up, Isaac?
Hey, what's up?
Dude, I'm so fired up, man. Ja's back, and the Memphis Tiger team, this is like the most, this is the most excited I've been since 2008. I think this is the best team since 2008. Tell me I'm not wrong.
No, I don't think there's any question about it. This team is just different than any of the teams that I think we've had on the Pastner or Penny Hardaway. This team, I think, legit has a chance to do something special, like the Elite Eight, Final Four, maybe even championship. I think this team, when they're playing their best basketball, I think they can line up against anybody in the country. Penny has said that, and it's not just coach speak this year when he says that. He always says that, but I think he's for real. And the scary thing about it is, I don't think this team is yet to play their best basketball. I mean, you're adding in a piece like Naquan Tomlin. He hasn't even gotten acclimated yet. You have a piece in
Can I interrupt you real quick? Because this is something I wanted to ask you this because at the beginning of the year, you know, Jordan Brown, we got him, and that made you feel a little bit better. Now we can ask now, what will Brown do for you? Absolutely nothing. He's not doing anything. We didn't have Malcolm. I mean, he was in the transfer portal until the very end. Then he comes in. He's coming in the best shape of his life. He hadn't been playing his handsy. He's been the best Malcolm we've had since Memphis. But now that we bring in Naquan Tomlin, and you have Malcolm and Tomlin down low, how much does the addition of Tomlin raise the ceiling for this Tiger team?
I think tremendously. We talk about not getting DeAndre Williams, him not getting a waiver. I think Naquan Tomlin can have that type of impact once he gets acclimated to this team, and I think he just adds to the depth because now I think eventually he's likely going to move into the starting lineup, possibly with Dandridge, in which you're going to bring Nick Jourdain out the bench, which makes that bench even tougher because Nick Jourdain has been really good for this team as well. He's put in some really good minutes for this team and been a really good plus for this team offensively and as far as rebounding. I mean, he's done a tremendous job, even knocks down three-pointers for this team. And Naquan Tomlin came in against Vanderbilt, only played 15 minutes, but had 8 points, 3 rebounds, knocked down a 3. He's still trying to find his footing, but I think that combination is going to make Malcolm better. Malcolm's going to make him better. And anytime
Jordan's going to be
like
able to play in his, play not out of position, do his thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I just feel like it raises the ceiling exponentially. Like it is just such an increase that, I mean, again, our guard play is ridiculous. Our forwards, we got guards and forwards coming out the frame. Now that we've got that center position, and we also have one guy who can run the court like you wouldn't believe in Naquan Tomlin, and then you have a guy like Malcolm who's playing his best basketball, and he's doing the things that you ask him to do. I mean, I just feel like with all that's going on, I don't see how they're going to lose a damn game in the American outside of possibly FAU.
Yeah, man, and to go back to Tomlin, one thing that I always worry about in college basketball, especially when you get into the tournament, you're going against high-level teams, the teams that are on your level, is foul trouble when it comes to the bigs, and I think that's big to have that protection from Malco, that you're not so worried about him picking up a foul here and there, because you have Naquan Tomlin there that can also take some of those fouls, and there's also Nick Jourdain off the bench. Just to have that depth, I think, is tremendous for this team, and that's before you even talk about what Naquan brings to the team as far as running the floor. Like you said, he can finish at the rim. You don't have to run plays for him. He's going to rebound. He brings you some rim protection. It's just, man, it just feels good to infuse a talent like that into a team that's already really good. And you talk about the American. As I said on here last week, the word for this team is focus. And I think that's what we did see against Vanderbilt. I think they were thinking about Christmas vacation, thinking, okay, man, we can just show up and beat this team. And Vanderbilt came in ready to play. Man, Stackhouse had those guys confident. They were coming in here trying to get a win, man. That thing got scary there to the end because they really couldn't afford to take that loss. So that would have kind of negated some of the great things that they did. So good they were able to go ahead and pull that one out. But these teams are going to be gunning for them. Like I said, there's only going to be one game for the rest of the season that they'll probably be underdog in. That's at FAU. I think the FAU game here, I think Memphis might be a 1-point favorite or something like that. So focus. It's going to be more about them and what they're doing versus the other team. So if they stay focused, man, I think they can really run through this conference and we could see something special like Calipari CUSA Day. You go out of here undefeated or maybe one or two losses in conference. I really think that's possible. So I'm excited to see this team kind of tear through some of these teams, and they just got to lock in, stay focused, man. And if they do that, again, man, there might not be any more. I mean, they could run the table. Like I feel like that because I feel like they're a better team than FAU. I know FAU has all the accolades. FAU has a big win over Arizona, but I feel like Memphis matches up really well with that team, and I can see a scenario where Memphis wins both of those games, possibly beat them a third time in the conference tournament. And I'm glad that FAU has got that win over Arizona because I want them to stay up there because that gives Memphis more quad one opportunity.
Man, Dusty May's crew's pretty damn good, man. 96-95 win over Arizona. That was a impressive game, but so these Tigers, they've been impressive. When they didn't have their best game, they still found a way to win right before the holidays, beating Vanderbilt. They got Austin Peay on Saturday. When you're looking for a little Tiger information or some Grizzlies information, where do they find it, Isaac?
Yeah, man, eat those Grizzlies. As you say, definitely check us out. We'll be back with a post-game tonight, hopefully discussing a big Grizz victory. TigerSportsReport.com for all your Tiger athletic news. And you can find me on my personal X-Twitter feed at Isaac_NBA.
Isaac, man, I hope you had a very Merry Christmas. I hope you have a happy, happy New Year. And just thank you so damn much for all that you do. Be blessed, my brother.
Will do, man. Talk to you next week.
That's my buddy Isaac Simpson. Follow him on Twitter. He is absolutely my man tweets like a madman, and he don't back down from nobody. So make sure you give him a follow. It's at Isaac_NBA. That's Isaac__NBA. Now we got to talk about the Peach Bowl. We got the lovely, sweet, talented Evie Van Pelt. She's in Hotlanta. She's been at practice this morning. Man, I'm telling you right now, we're about to get all up in Ole Miss Rebels. We'll talk about the football game. We got to talk about this basketball team. We got to talk about the party. We got to talk about it all on the other side. It's time to do a little bit about the Rebel Walk. By the way, the Rebel Walk, go to therebelwalk.com. It's the #1 source for all things Ole Miss sports information. The lovely Evie Van Pelt is next. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Thunder in your ear. You shout and no one seems to hear.
Sports 56 listeners are smart. Smart enough to listen to Sports 56 and smart enough to get 25% off at Oak Court Salon. Ashley Waddell and Lane Lascola are expert stylists at Oak Court, and because they listen to Sports 56 and you listen to Sports 56, Ashley and Lane are giving you 25% off your first appointment. That's for cuts, color, highlights, balayage, Brazilian blowouts, and split-end treatments. Book today and save 25% at sports56.glossgenius.com.
At Jason's Deli, when you're dining in or picking up curbside, you can expect wholesome food and no surprises, just delicious sandwiches, crisp salads, and quick quality meals made with the freshest ingredients and no artificial trans fats, MSG, high fructose corn syrup, or artificial colors and dyes. Around here, a lot of thought goes into what we put into our food and what we take out of it, because you're not just taking a bite, you're getting a taste of who we are. New items are constantly being created to expand our menu for all tastes and special diets with vegan and gluten-free options available. Convenience and on-time delivery you can count on. It's just a click away at jasonsdeli.com, so whether you need to feed 5 people or 5,000, the team at Jason's Deli, they have the credentials and the commitment to keep you satisfied. Freshness is nearby at Jason's Deli with locations at Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, Poplar and Highland, Germantown Road in Cordova, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch. Jason's Deli. It's wholesome food and no surprises.
Bartlett Small Engine has been serving quality power equipment since 1970. They have a full line of power equipment, parts, and services for most makes and models. Bartlett Small Engines has the best brands in the power tool industry, and they're all American made. Bartlett Small Engine is your can-do store. 6780 Summer Avenue. Call 901-386-9779.
Bartlett Small Engine has free pickup and delivery both at your home and curbside for lawnmowers, blowers, edgers, and any small engine. Call 901-386-9779.
Wendy's Peppermint Frosty and Frosty Cream Cold Brew make the perfect gift for anyone in your life. Especially for you. Yeah, this year you're sitting on your own lap and getting yourself what you want. Finally. And now every day this season, unlock 20% off your total when you get any small, medium, or large Frosty in the Wendy's app. So order something from your own wish list this year.
Limited time only. Participating U.S. Wendy's with app offer and registration. Applies to menu items only. Taxes and fees excluded.
Moving is stressful, but Black Tie Moving can take the worry out of the process. Whether you're moving across town or across country, moving your home or your office, your personal moving concierge from Black Tie Moving will work with you to design a plan that perfectly fits your budget and needs. And they're available 24/7 to answer any questions you have. Give Black Tie Moving a call at 901-316-6196 or go to blacktiemoving.com/Memphis to get your personal, no obligation quote from the moving experts at Black Tie Moving.
The season has changed. You know how I know? It's finally here, the Family Leisure Christmas Sale. Excellent deals on pool tables, shuffleboards, and saunas. Oh, we're just beginning. Tired and sore from shopping? Check out the huge selection in stock of hot tubs and massage chairs. Oh, and you can surprise the kids with the best stuff, like a new arcade, a game table, even a play gym. Gifts for the whole family to enjoy and enjoy together. Also on sale, theater seating, outdoor kitchens and grills, patio furniture, and fire pits. Merry Christmas from our family to yours. That's Family Leisure of Memphis. Every year we wait. They always deliver. They've done it again. The Family Leisure Christmas Sale is happening at I-40 and Whitten Road. That's 2120 Whitten Road to be exact. That's the place of shopping heaven. Family Leisure, where family and fun all come together.
Listen each and every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. and join Ottawild Presbyterian Church for worship. Ottawild is a PCUSA church located in Midtown Memphis.
We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253DF Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations.
4.9-liter V8, 0 to 60, and I'm about to find out.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio, hanging out with my buddy Bryant Dacus on a beautiful Thirsty Thursday, and it's a beautiful one. You know why, man? Because we got wall-to-wall football. That's right, college football's on right now. They might be playing in a baseball stadium, playing in Fenway, but SMU Boston College on the tube, SMU 14 Boston College, a mere 10. Right now, though, that line... not looking good for those that took SMU. That thing shot all the way up to 13 today, didn't it?
Sure did. I saw it at about 13 and a half.
Well, we also got a 115 kick today. Rutgers and Miami. Rutgers a 2.5-point favorite. NC State, K-State, they're playing today. Kansas State is a 3-point favorite over NC State. A little bit of news, though, from Kansas State at Texas A&M. Texas A&M hired Colin Klein. That's right, the former Kansas State offensive quarterback and offensive coordinator. He's going to take over, and I actually think this is a huge hire. Looks like Texas A&M actually might want to do a little bit of winning. I like this one. And there's a very lovely lady who knows a little bit something about Texas A&M, as her husband played quarterback down there. She's the great Evie Van Pelt. She might be the sweetest person in the whole wide world, and she's live from Hot Atlanta. What's up, Evie?
Hey there. Well, I sent you my my tweet. I almost got bonked in the head by a baseball bat, but I dodged it with my cat-like reflexes.
So they were down there. So you got some of your little baseball players down there. I think Austin Simmons, Rebels pitcher, and who else is down there?
Yeah, well, the funny thing is he is a freshman on the Ole Miss football team. He's a quarterback on the Ole Miss football team. He's the 17-year-old I've been talking about that reclassified from 2025 to 2020 or 2023 to 2025. He is also a baseball player. He's a pitcher, so we look for him this coming season in Ole Miss baseball. But so at practice today,
this kid, by the way, there's nothing this kid can't do. I mean, he graduated high school. He's like a little genius. He's a great football player, baseball player. My goodness.
I think they could put him out there for, probably any of the sports teams that Ole Miss has. He's a very, very gifted athlete, super nice kid, and still just a baby. So the quarterback, Jackson Dart, pitched some. It was offense against defense, and Jackson Dart pitched some, and then J.J. Pegues pitched for the defense. He was actually very good. He had really good reflexes out there. Fielding the balls being thrown back in. Yeah. And so at the end of it, Austin Simmons was pitching to a freshman cornerback, A.J. Brown. Not that A.J. Brown, but a different A.J. Brown. And on Brown's final swing, he lost control of the bat.
Yeah, he let go of that sucker and it flew all the way. And I swear to you, I thought that was going to donkey right in the head.
I know, and I don't know how, I'm filming with my phone, and I don't know how, I'm the person in the red coat, and somehow I'm filming myself as that happened, so I'm not exactly sure what went on there, but yeah, that would have been pretty embarrassing if I would have gotten knocked out at practice.
Can I just say, girl, you are the sweetest, the smartest, and also the toughest. I mean, we've had a curling iron blow up on you this year. We've had a bat come fly at you.
A raccoon incident.
A raccoon incident.
Raccoon. I got rabies shots this earlier this year. So yeah, it's been a very interesting season.
It sure has been an interesting season, but one to remember, that's for sure. And again, on so many fronts right now, everything's just pushing daisies for the Ole Miss Rebels. The Portal King is the Portal King. There is no question about it. Pete Golding's become a deadgum cult hero, and now all of a sudden, the defensive line for the Ole Miss Rebels 2024 team is looking absolutely filthy nasty. How in the hell did they do all this?
Boy, I tell you what, I think, they're now calling Pete Golding Portal Pete. Portal Pete.
I love it.
Boy, the work he has done has been amazing. And he talked yesterday here in Atlanta about that. He was asked, because here at Ole Miss, when you cover Ole Miss, the only time you get to talk to anyone other than Lane Kiffin, besides the players they make available throughout the season, is they let you talk to the coordinators at Media Day in the fall one time, and then we get him at the bowl game. So this is the first time. This is really only the second time we've gotten to talk to Pete Golding, like, ever. So you don't get to talk to the coordinators much, but it was really interesting. He was asked about, the transfer portal and how he identifies kids and the mindset of the defense. And, I like what he says. He said, we don't care if it's practice, the playoff, the playground. If they spot the ball, we're coming to play. And I really like that mentality, and I think his players have picked up that mentality also.
And not only were the gentlemen great in the transfer portal, again, and Walter Nolan, if people somehow have not been listening to the show this week, I've talked about it a lot. I mean, this defensive front, landing the number one defensive tackle in the transfer portal, being able to go out there and get him, I'm hearing a reported $1.2 million, Grove Collective, tip of the cap. Maybe you can help me out on some of that. But they really did beef up.
Oh, my gosh, they did. And I want to say of the transfer players that they've brought in thus far, I mean, the overwhelming majority, I want to say all of them with the exception of maybe three or four are defensive players. And to get a Walter Nolan, again, like you say, I mean, he is a game changer. He's a game changer in the sense of, he brings a lot of attention. I mean, you just can't even turn on the TV, the national channels, without hearing Ole Miss. And, Lane Kiffin already had a reputation as the portal king. Well, I tell you what, you go and get a Walter Nolan, and I think that cements your status there. But you're right. He brought in Walter Nolan, and he brought in Princely Umanmielen, and he brought in Tennessee's edge, Tyler Barron. And I think those two edge players right there were, like the number 3 and the number 5 players in the portal. I mean, they're just phenomenal players. And, you throw in Walter Nolan with that, and you bring in the defensive back from Illinois, Taz Nicholson, Arkansas linebacker Chris Paul, Oklahoma safety Keyshawn Lawrence. I mean, what a haul on the defensive side.
Not only did they bring in some studs, but, they were able to keep somebody like a Quinshon Judkins, which was huge.
Well, I tell you, it was interesting. Today, there are still, Quinshon, I mean, he has to either come back or transfer. I mean, he's not old enough yet to go to the draft, to declare for the draft. Jackson Dart, on the other hand, does have that option. And nowadays, again, it's just so crazy. You've got to deal with the transfer portal, and do they want to declare for the NFL draft? And Jackson Dart and Quinshon, we interviewed them this morning among some of the others, and both of them were asked about their futures next season, and both of them still are saying they haven't made a decision. They are waiting until after the bowl game. They're focused on winning a bowl game and winning a program first 11 games in school history. So, I think a lot of ears perk up when you hear that. Now, on the good side, I know Dart was asked if the caliber of players coming back and the caliber of players, that they're getting, Juice Wells, for example, the wide receiver that they got in the portal. They were from South Carolina. He was asked, does that influence or affect your decision? And I mean, he said, yes, it does. I mean, I think he's just got a star-studded cast around him. So I just, to me, if I were a Jackson Dart, it would be very hard to walk away from a Trey Harris and a Juice Wells and a Jordan Watkins and, then the younger guys, Aiden Williams and Caden Lee. And so,
and the best defense that Ole Miss possibly could ever have.
Absolutely. I mean, I think.
And a 12-team playoff this year, which you could be there.
Yes. Yes. So I think, never say never. And we live in crazy times with college football and crazy amounts of NIL money and all sorts of stuff. But I'm just telling you from a human perspective, if I'm Jackson Dart, I'm thinking I'm in the catbird seat with those guys.
Yeah, this is what you dream of. And the other thing is, okay, so Quinshon, oh my goodness, this is giving me a little bit of, making me a little nervous because I was told from somebody who, in the know a little bit, Evie. I'm sure you know them. And
Mhm.
basically, they said they were kind of worried. Quinshon was getting many people reaching out trying to give him that cash. Many. But then I heard that the Grove Collective, it did come in there and pretty much match everything. So I thought that I thought as of I guess yesterday that everything was all good on the Quinshon Judkins front.
Well, it's interesting to me, and it very well may be. I do think that, last season, Lane Kiffin said when Quinshon announced he was, coming back last season, because this came up then after his phenomenal freshman season, a lot of teams wanted him, and he said he is the most recruited player in college football, and he's not even in the portal. So, theoretically, that's tampering, right? I mean, everybody does it.
But everybody,
Right, the tamper portal. And so now, I've heard the same things as you, and I've heard some absolutely insane numbers offered out there for some other schools, in the SEC West, or what was the SEC West. And, for example, I mean, you look at I want to say Paul Skeens, the LSU pitcher they got last year that came in and was all everything. I think his NIL was $1 million. I mean, so you can imagine what somebody like a Quinshon Judkins would be getting offers for. So it may well all be settled, but at least publicly on the record, Quinshon, yes, he absolutely said today his exact words were, "I'm just focused on this bowl game, just going out with my guys. That's my main focus, is just to win this game."
Well, everybody out there, I know I tell everybody, make sure you get your Tito's on, but for those Ole Miss fans, they do have the Grove Collective Vodka. I can't remember what it's called, but it does.
Get your Grove Collective Vodka on, yes.
Yes.
Because we need the money to to be supporting all this. So, yeah.
It's an exciting time for Ole Miss fans, but they have a huge game in front of them. Penn State. Talk to me. What are the coaches saying? What do you think this means to the players? Are they all in? Because again, we've been watching these bowl games, the transfer portal, guys opting out to get prepared for the NFL draft. It's a weird time for college football. The bowl season's always been weird, but now it's just gotten a little hairier with the portal and coaches leaving and all the things that are going. How though is Ole Miss and basically the collective, because it feels like they pretty much got pretty much all their big guns ready to roll.
Yeah, they really do, and that's been the nice thing. And I think it's a two-pronged thing here. I think that, and Pete Golding talked about bringing guys in on visits, like for portal players, and seeing how they interact with the kids, the players there, and it's just interesting because I think there is, they keep talking about a culture. This year's team is very, very, very close. And so I think that that's helped them overcome some adversity, when they lost some games or when they were behind in games and they were able to come back and win. And to me, what I think is they're very focused. Every single one of them we talked about leaving a legacy that if they win this game against Penn State, they will be the only Ole Miss football team in school history to win 11 games. And they all just said, we don't want to leave here and be forgotten. We want to put a stamp on our season and our group. So I think they're very, very, very focused. It means a lot to them. They know they have a challenge. I mean, man, that Penn State defense. I was there for I was there for the Penn State interviews this morning with the defensive coordinator and the defensive players, and I was a little scared. I mean, they are very, very intelligent defensively. They're very prepared, very disciplined from what I've seen, and they were asked over and over again, how are you going to deal with the Ole Miss tempo? And, they talked about that, and they talked about, their defensive line. The best thing to do with that is to get pressure on the quarterback. So they have a plan, and, now they also know that Ole Miss they indicated, I don't think they've played anybody. Well, no other school in the country, I think, had 3 receivers like Ole Miss does with Watkins, Wade, Trey Harris with, so many yards receiving each. And so, they did talk about all the weapons Ole Miss has. They were very respectful about Ole Miss. I don't want to act like they weren't, but they're a very sound defensive squad.
They are very, very sound defensive squad. But like you said, you talk about those weapons and wide receivers that put a lot of pressure on that secondary. You got Jackson Dart, who also not only can push the ball down the field, but his legs are a hell of a weapon. And then you got two backs back there, and Ulysses Bennett the fourth and Quinshon Judkins, who can run the ball down there. So it's going to be good. My question's on the other side, where we got pushed around. Ole Miss got pushed around by Georgia. They were beat up a little bit at the end of the year. How healthy is that defensive front right now? How healthy is that offensive line? What about the big boys in the trenches?
I think they did talk about that today, and I think, Penn State's run defense has given up less than 70 yards a game. So, and I believe Penn State is first in the country in fourth quarter scoring. Ole Miss is in the top 10 too. So, that's going to be something there to watch. But in terms of the actual lines, I think they're very healthy. I think the only offensive lineman Ole Miss won't have, of course, is Micah Pettis, who is out with a foot injury that, we knew was a season-ending injury. But everybody else, they've talked about they're healthy. The defensive line is very healthy, doing very well. Now, they will have to account for the fact that we have had one opt-out. Cedric Johnson is not going to play because he's getting ready for Senior Bowl and NFL draft, but he is the only one. And so, I think that it's not going to be like, I think I read something yesterday that A&M only had in their game like maybe 55 players and available, with people entering the portal and opting out. And Ole Miss is not in that position. They're very, very united, and they've got, pretty much their entire team there.
Well, we've been talking Ole Miss football because I could talk it too. I'm blue in the face. I'm fired up. I'm looking forward to the Peach Bowl. Man, I'm really excited. By the way, is the party going to be going down? I hate that I'm not going to make it, but everything getting ready. And I'm sending you some of my friends now. They're coming to see you.
I am so glad, and it's funny. I don't know what the capacity is. I think we may be pushing the capacity, but it's a come and go. So hopefully people will come and get in. And I'm telling folks I know, if you get there and there might not be room, tell them to go find Evie, and I'll figure out a way to make some room and get you in. But we're excited about that. We've got Coach Alex Falk coming, who is the high school and junior college liaison for recruiting for the Rebels. He's going to come and do a little talk and take some questions and answers, and we've got some great merchandise we're giving away, so I wish you were going to be there, my friend.
I do too, but again, the Rebel Walk pre-party is going to be absolutely awesome. It's brought to you by College Corner. Throw a little plug in there. And it's on the 29th from 7 to 10. So if you're in Atlanta and you're a Ole Miss fan, go over there and check that bad boy out with Evie. And yes, she is just as lovely as she sounds on the radio airwaves. Evie, we got to switch gears because we could usually you just talk Ole Miss football, Ole Miss football, Ole Miss football. There's a really deadgum good basketball team. What's going on with Chris Beard's boys?
Isn't it a good basketball team? So moved up another notch, I believe, in the rankings.
What are y'all, 23rd, 22nd?
I think in the coaches poll maybe, and then I think in the AP poll maybe they moved up one, maybe to 24.
Okay.
But they are still undefeated, and so things are going well. They've got they have one game left. It's before conference play, and that will be on New Year's Eve at 3:00. They play Bryant in Oxford, and then boom, January 6th on the road, Tennessee, so in Knoxville. So that is going to be a game. I think we're going to learn a lot about that team at that point.
Yeah, Tennessee, January 6th. That one's going to be a lot of fun. By the way, though, did you also see the new Tennessee? It's going to start the Nico kid this week in the Citrus Bowl.
Yes, I did. I thought that was interesting. And I will tell you, I don't know, another Tennessee. I think he was Mr. Tennessee football. Marcel Reed was at quarterback yesterday for A&M when their third-string quarterback, who was the starter in the Texas Bowl yesterday, Jalen Henderson, went down with an injury, and Marcel Reed came in, and I think I read something where he had the most yards in a game since, Kellen Mond, most passing yards since Kellen Mond back in whenever. So, he did. That's a Tennessee kid who did a great job there. But yeah, I can't wait to watch Nico. I've been wanting to see him out there playing.
Yeah, me too. I can't wait to check that out. So I'll be looking at that. But also, by the way, Bryant, and I know a lot of Ole Miss fans are going to be looking forward to Tennessee on January 6th, but on New Year's Eve, be careful. That Bryant team beat FAU earlier this year.
That's right. And yeah, so I just think, nowadays it's hard to know look at how completely revamped Ole Miss's men's basketball team is in just 1 year. And, we've seen the difference even just a player or two can make. So I absolutely think that they better keep an eye out on Bryant. You're right, and not look ahead to the Vols.
Well, I hope everybody, when they're thinking Ole Miss sports, they'll go to only one spot, and that's therebelwalk.com. Also follow them on Twitter at @TheRebelWalk. Follow Evie. She's the founder and the publisher. She's the sweetest person on planet Earth. And, just a delight. You hear her every single Thursday. But she's at Ole Miss Evie on the Twitter. Go see her at the party. And, Evie, do me a favor. Tell some of our listeners what they can be looking forward to. I know y'all are constantly working over there. Y'all put out more information on Ole Miss than anybody. What's coming down the pipe?
Thank you so much. Well, we've got articles coming out about this morning's press conference with Jackson Dart and Quinshawn, and what Charlie Weiss had to say about how they're going to handle the Penn State defense. And so we're looking forward to that. And then we'll have Coach James Franklin and Coach Kiffin tomorrow morning. So we'll have some interviews out with them. And we've got an interview coming out with one of the freshman offensive linemen who committed to Ole Miss, Kavian Broussard, back on early signing day. So just stay tuned. We'll keep you posted on what's happening.
Well, Evie, thank you for so much. I hope you had a very Merry Christmas. I hope you have the happiest of New Year's, and we'll do it again soon, dear.
And thank you, and congratulations
thank
in order for you. I'm so excited for your personal news. So
got engaged. Can you believe it? Oh, no, it's okay, man. I know. Yesterday I mentioned it.
Yeah, he broke the news yesterday.
Okay, well, I was so excited. I saw pictures on Facebook, and I'm like, oh, y'all are such a cute couple. So congratulations.
Oh, thank you, Evie. You be blessed, dear, and have a wonderful time. And I'll see you soon.
Okay, maybe at the Tennessee game.
That's right. Oh, yes, Tennessee game. Be blessed. That's Evie Van Pelt. Follow her at The Rebel Walk again, and always go to The Rebel Walk. That is the number one source for all things sports information. We got to take a time out, but just wanted to remind you one quick thing. Tito's. I love Tito's. You love Tito's. We all love a little bit of Tito's. Tito's handmade vodka, best spirit around. On the other side, it's time for Hardwood. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
We are real sports talk. Sports 56 WHBQ. Available on your radio dial at 560 AM and 98.5 FM, as well as around the world online at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, just say, Alexa, play Sports 56. Wherever you are, stay tuned in to Real Sports Talk. Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
If you look at the website for 117 Prime, Memphis's premier downtown dining destination, you'll see the phrase sophisticated steakhouse serving elevated entrees. That just about sums up 117 Prime. If you want to have a truly special dining experience, then you can't beat sophisticated steakhouse serving elevated entrees. There are plenty of places in Memphis to get a steak, but there's only one place that pairs sophisticated with elevated entrees, and that's 117 Prime. If it's time for you or someone in your life to celebrate in a way that makes you feel sophisticated and elevated, you can't do better than 117 Prime.
All 650 acquisition fee. Sportage R723 5498 MSRP 28940. Sorrento PG 424,710 MSRP 33,010. Telluride RG 462822 MSRP 38,705. Includes all rebates and incentives. Must finance through Hyundai. Excludes tax, title, and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 1/2/2024 with approved credit dealer stock only.
Hey, my man Jeff Allen, what's going on for the holidays over at Gossett Kia South Mount Moriah?
It's the season of giving back at Gossett Kia on Mount Moriah, and I've got your holiday presents right here.
Tell us about it, Jeff.
Award-winning SUV 2024 Kia Sportage LX, $299 a month, $34.99 due at signing. 2023 Kia Sorrento LX, perfect for your road trips, $329 a month. And the 2024 Kia Telluride LX, we Gossett at $459 a month, all 36-month lease.
Well, you can't get much better than that, Jeff. And all Kias come with the 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty.
So whether you live in Horn Lake, South Haven, Olive Branch, or Memphis, you'll be happy at Gossett Kia on Mount Moriah. And from all of us at Gossett Kia South on Mount Moriah, happy holidays.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
I'm Gary York. I'm the service director at Lexus in Memphis. Our service department wants to be more than just a place where you get your oil changed. We do glass repair, windshield replacement, recalibration of your camera and sonar systems, even wheel repair, tire replacement, all the things you would expect from a luxury automotive dealer. Please check out our website. You can schedule your appointment, check out our specials, hours of operation, or if you'd like to do it in person, please reach out to one of our associates at 901-271-5199.
As the weather gets colder, the NFL offers Stay Hot on FanDuel. Right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 moneyline bet. That's $150 if your team wins. If you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, there's no better time to get in on the action. The app is so easy to use. There's a wide range of betting options, spreads, player props, over-unders, and more. I like putting parlay bets together, hammering the overs, and anytime player touchdown bets always have me on the edge of my seat. So if you're ready to do the same, visit FanDuel.com/win and kick off the NFL season. That's FanDuel.com/win. FanDuel, official partner of the NFL.
21 plus and present in Tennessee. First online real money wager only. $5 pregame money line wager required. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call TN Redline 1-800-889-9789.
East Memphis Ace Hardware is more than just a hardware store. It's really a customer service store. With 20 employees along with complete inventory of items, big to little, finding what you need is easy. Choosing from a complete selection of Big Green Egg as well as Traeger and Weber grills. And the Garden Center has everything for your yard. You can get glass cut, repair screens, even new keys with key fob programming. Tools, nuts, bolts, screws, you need it. East Memphis Ace Hardware has it. And they're just down the street at the corner of Quince and White Station.
Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio, hanging out with Brian Dacus all day long, all day strong. It is a thirsty Thursday in the Mid-South. We're always brought to you by Tito's Handmade Vodka. If life hands you lemons, don't freak out, don't fret, don't stress. Just make a lemon drop. Make sure it's with Tito's Handmade Vodka. We got wall-to-wall ball on the other side. We are going to do some bets. We're going to give you some bets. But right now here, we're going to do a little bit of stuff that's called funny stuff. It's called Hardwood. Let's do it now.
You're going to have to give me a second, John.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so
okay.
sorry. It's
not
all
your
right.
fault. It's my fault.
Hey, no big deal. No big deal. So let's go.
Oh, 2 seconds.
Well.
All right, John.
Let's
try
go
that
to
again.
Hardwood.
This is Access Hardinwood.
John, I nailed it.
Man, you
Holy
did.
cow, I nailed it.
You did it. You got it. You got there. You finally got there. The thing is, though, this is interesting. Guess who's starting off some Hardwood today?
Who's that?
That would be you, buddy.
Oh, me, John. I saw a story earlier today that I thought you would love to hear. A California woman was caught with 100 pounds of marijuana during a traffic stop in Nebraska. Now, you might ask, okay, she's in Nebraska, so obviously a felony right there because she's crossing state lines with marijuana. But you might ask, why did she get pulled over? The answer, John, she was speeding.
So she's got all that weed in the car, and she's just driving fast.
She's driving fast. Cop said, whoop, whoop, you're going a little fast. And then I'm sure she was a little shaky.
Sure you could smell the pot.
Yeah, and she probably was a little fidgety. You know, she's pulled over with all of this marijuana in the car. And, you know, he says, can I take a look in the car? And then, I'm literally looking at the picture, John. It is duffel bags full of marijuana. 4 duffel bags filled to the brim with marijuana. And she was obviously arrested. So,
it was going to be that kind of party then, huh?
Right, yeah. How about that?
You know what, though? Man, like, I don't know. Just, like, why are you speeding? Like, the one thing I would think, if I was, like, a mule. Did you ever see the movie with Clint Eastwood when he was an old man and he was, like, moving drugs?
Yeah.
Like, check your taillights.
Uh-huh.
Don't, obey all traffic laws. I'm not saying break the law, by the way, people. Don't do that. Please don't, because bad things happen.
Wow, John, I'm sorry. I did not mean to cut you off at all. So today is they're having the AutoZone Liberty Bowl parade downtown on Beale Street. I think it's later this afternoon, maybe. But the Iowa State Cyclones had some sort of pep rally today at AutoZone Park for the team. And let me tell you something. More fans for this pep rally for Iowa State's bowl game tomorrow than any crowd the Memphis Redbirds have had this season at AutoZone Park. I think this place is packed. They got the band out there, they've got the cheerleaders, the teams out there, and man, there are a ton of fans there for Iowa State. So it looks like a good turnout for Iowa State. You know, they always show out for bowl games. They travel really, really well. This is courtesy of Jonah Dillon, who covers the Tigers for the Commercial Appeal. He tweeted out the video of the team going on the field and just all the fans, and he said on the tweet, East Ames, Tennessee, ? Because there are so many Iowa State fans there. It's incredible.
That's pretty wild. That's incredible. And another thing that's incredible is the Duke's Mayo Bowl.
Gross.
Did you see the whole thing around this is very disgusting. Of course, the winning team, when the game's over, they get a whole vat of mayonnaise dumped on them.
John, if you had to have one condiment, me and Johnny talked about this yesterday afternoon, and Johnny had a great answer. If you had to have one condiment poured over you, what would it be? Certainly would not be mayonnaise.
Well, I
can tell you that right now.
It definitely wouldn't be mayonnaise. Like, a condiment?
A condiment.
Like, can whipped cream be a condiment?
Good question, John.
Because if you pour whipped cream all over me...
No, John, I'm going to say I'm going to say that's a topping. I'm not going to say that's a condiment.
All right.
Well, I'm going to look it up, John, because you might be onto something there. Whipped cream would certainly be the correct
awesome.
answer.
But, I don't know. Yeah, like, dude, it wouldn't be mayonnaise, number one.
Johnny said yesterday, because I was thinking, the only condiment I really like is ketchup. And I was like, but I don't want ketchup dumped all over me. Johnny said barbecue sauce, which I think is a great answer. The only problem is barbecue sauce is sticky. You'd have to go hop in a shower like right after, so you're not all sticky the rest of the day. But barbecue sauce, not a bad answer.
Not a bad answer. Not a bad answer. I'm still thinking, bro. I think we can use.
Whipped cream, Nutella, syrup, and honey are great sweet condiments.
Man,
John, I'm giving it to you. Whipped cream, that's a great answer.
I want whipped cream dripping from end to end. No mayo though, because the mayo is disgusting. But there were people. Listen. Before the game, these were fans. And they were like having mayo chug-offs.
John, did you watch that
And
broadcast?
by the way, you can't chug it. Like what they did is they put mayonnaise in like a squeeze bottle, and they were
Gross.
shooting laser beams of mayonnaise down their throat.
Did you watch that broadcast? They had all sorts. It was Matt Berry on the call with Dan Mullins, and they had mayonnaise nachos with nachos covered with mayonnaise. They had donuts that they put mayonnaise on, but it was like a sriracha mayonnaise or something like that. I mean, it was gross.
Did you hear the West Virginia coach though? Can't remember his name. My brain's not working.
Gosh,
he's the one who got dumped. He had the Duke's mayo dumped on him because West Virginia beat up on North Carolina 30-10 in the Duke's
Neil
Mayo
Brown.
Bowl. Neil Brown. Did you hear what Neil Brown said before the game though? And then they asked him, has he ever had a thing of mayonnaise dumped on him before? And he goes completely like anti Duke's Mayo Bowl. He goes, I don't put mayonnaise on anything.
Wow, not a good answer when you're in the Mayo Bowl.
I'm just a bread and cold cuts, maybe throw a piece of cheese on it.
I like the way Neil Brown
I don't put
thinks.
anything on it.
I'm
And then
with
they were
him.
like, well, are you gonna let him pour mayo on you? And he's like, yeah, he's like, I'm a team player.
Good for him.
I'll let him do it, but he's definitely, you could tell he was a little squirmish. But I don't know. I find that to be one of the nastiest things is people shooting shots of mayo.
Now, that has become a popular thing, the Duke's Mayo Bowl, and it's really a reason everyone gets excited for the Duke's Mayo Bowl because they know somebody is going to have mayonnaise dumped on them after the game, which is great. You're starting to see a lot of other bowls, and especially with kind of the day and age of bowl season a lot of other bowls are trying to do gimmicky things like this, either during or after games to try to get more eyeballs on their bowl game. Later that night, the DirecTV Holiday Bowl between Louisville and USC, they decided that they were going to put it to a vote on Twitter earlier in the week of what should be dumped on the winning coach, and eggnog went out. So Lincoln Riley had eggnog dumped all over him.
Yeah, that was that's also a nasty thing. Eggnog is disgusting.
Yeah, but be original, Holiday Bowl. I mean, you can't dump something on the same day. If you're going to dump something on a coach, you cannot be on the same day as the Mayonnaise Bowl because now it just looks like you're taking stuff from the Mayonnaise Bowl. Wow, Boston College, this quarterback's electric. No, that wasn't their quarterback. That was a running back. Never mind.
Thomas Castellanos.
Yeah, I thought that was Castellanos. It was actually number 5.
The dude can run, by the way.
He's got wheels. He was not their starting quarterback, John, in the spring game. Their Moorhead was their spring game starter, and he, I guess, won out in fall. How about that?
Now, I've been trying to figure this out. The Grizzlies play the Denver Nuggets tonight.
Oh my gosh, John, did you just see that play? I was a play behind you. Castellanos just scored. That was incredible. He just leapt over a defender. I'm sorry, John.
I missed it, no. But,
that was incredible.
Aaron Gordon, the Grizzlies play the Denver Nuggets tonight. They're going to be without Aaron Gordon for a while. If you haven't heard, he's been bit. We talked about it. He needed 21 stitches to fix his wound in his shooting hand. He also had cuts to his face.
That's crazy.
And his body. He was attacked on Christmas Day by a dog. But, Mike Malone said that, they don't want to see Aaron Gordon, around here. They need him to go and heal physically and mentally after what he just went through. So was he just attacked by some wild random dog?
Can't be.
I mean, the way that, he needs to be, both physically and mentally. After what he's just went through. I mean, yeah, like when you said he got bit on the hand is one thing.
Yeah.
I looked at this story during the break. And I'm like, the more I read, I'm like, dude, this sounds terrible. He's got cuts on his hands. He's got 21 stitches in his hand. He's got cuts on his face. And like Mike Malone's basically, in his word, he said he was attacked by a dog on Christmas.
When we've had some crazy injuries, because, now this, but then earlier in the season, Kelly Oubre got hit by a car and was out, because he was riding his bike and got hit by a car, which allegedly, I guess, supposedly there's like some controversy around that on if he actually got hit by a car. Johnny did that yesterday. We were talking about a hit, and I said, yeah, Kelly Oubre got hit by a car, and Johnny goes, allegedly. I was like, what does that mean, allegedly? I thought he got hit by a car.
That's a great question. I really don't, but I'm still trying to find this dog. Like, what kind of dog this was? How come none of the stories mention the dog?
I don't know. Maybe like his
I've looked
dog.
at 4 different ones, and they don't.
Okay, this is from the New York Daily News. Nuggets Aaron Gordon bit by family dog on Christmas.
Oh, he finally got family dog.
So now we have some new information. I don't know.
Damn, man. But when you got lacerations to your face and hand, Like, what are they going to do with the dog now?
Maybe lock him in the kennel and say, bad dog.
That's just a sad story. I hope everybody's all right. But I hope the Grizzlies tonight, who are getting 7.5 points, did you see that line, baby? Oh, yeah. Playing the Nuggets on the road. Ja does have a little bit of a little stomach issue, a little feverish, a little maybe flu-ish. He doesn't feel good. He's under the weather. We don't know if he's going to be able to play tonight. We'll find out later. But currently, the Denver Nuggets are a 7.5-point favorite. But again, the Grizzlies, with Ja's return, 4-0. What's going to happen? I don't know, but I do have some bets on the other side. Don't touch the dial. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Join the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin, for Wolo and Friends. Weekday mornings from 10 to 11 here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Jenkins Floors and More in Hernando is growing. This family business started up 5 years ago with just one pallet, and now they have hundreds. Tim, the owner, gets calls from people everywhere and can sometimes save them up to 50% on wood flooring, carpet, tile, and vinyl. Jenkins Floors and More helps with renovations, home building, and installation. Jenkins Floors and More, number 6 East Commerce Street in Hernando. Also in Little Rock and coming soon to Tennessee. Call 662-469-9350 for more information.
We all appreciate luxury. We love the newest technology. We want something that sparkles and looks great. Well, I've got it all in one place. It's called Genesis of Olive Branch, right at the corner of Highway 78, that's Lamar, and the first exit in Mississippi, that's Craft Road. Turn left and you will see Genesis of Olive Branch. And right now, you can get the 2024 Genesis GV70 starting at $49,480 with special financing as low as 3.49% on select models. How about the 2024 Genesis GV80? A little bit bigger, starting at $55,995, financing as low as 5.49% with a $2,000 rebate when trading a luxury brand. Call them. They'll even bring you a Genesis at your work or your home for a test drive. They're convinced that when you drive a Genesis, you're going to want one. Call 662-890-6684. Ask for Vinny. Genesis of Olive Branch.
Merry Christmas from Choate's Air Conditioning, Heating, and Plumbing. We're here to make your holiday season extra cozy and cheerful. For the first 50 customers who purchase a new Carrier system or tankless water heater, we have a special gift for you. Choose from a free 75-inch smart TV, a PlayStation 5, an Xbox X, a Nintendo Switch, or a $500 gift card on us. It's our way of spreading holiday joy. But hurry, this festive offer will only last through December 24th. Enjoy a comfortable Christmas and a special present from Choate's. Because when you choose us, you're not just a customer, you're family. Schedule your free estimate today at 901-347-8086. Choate's Air Conditioning, Heating, and Plumbing. Let our family serve your family this holiday season. Wishing you a warm and joyful Christmas from Choate's.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Now, this is the weather Sunrise was made for. You can enjoy sunrise downtown on Jefferson or sunrise east on Poplar all year long. But there's something special about tucking into a hot, fresh, delicious breakfast when there's just a bit of cool in the air. It's true for lunch, too. There's nothing like a perfect burger when you've got your coat hanging on the back of your chair. You know the food at both Sunrise locations is made just for you when you order it. And now you can enjoy it while you're not being outside in the cold. Warm up with some Sunrise.
Hey, everybody. If you're ready for a new Silverado, All-Star Chevy right here in Olive Branch has financing down to 1.9 or up to $10,000 cash. Plus, make no payment for 90 days, and your good credit deserves it. Look, I'm out here at All-Star Chevy looking at all these red tags, Tahoes, Equinox, Trailblazers. Families love the Traverse with their third row seating so you can do more together. Christmas, holiday trips, what are you doing this New Year's Eve? What are you driving? Military, teachers, college students, healthcare, you all get an extra $500 bonus. And if you want a certified pre-owned Chevy or any pre-owned, All-Star is loaded up. If it's not here, just ask Jeff and he'll find it for you. And Kevin and Jeff and everyone here at All-Star Chevy asked me to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And remember, it's not South Haven, not Mount Moriah, Bartlett, or Collierville. It's got to be Olive Branch, people. So find new roads to All-Star Chevy today or go to allstarautogroup.com.
But you got to be willing to take the hit and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you want to be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio, hanging out with Brian Dacus. It's been a beautiful Thirsty Thursday here. Again, always brought to you by Tito's Handmade Vodka, the best spirit around. And we got wall-to-wall ball, baby. We are betting, we are gambling, we are rocking, we are firing. Right now, if you took SMU, you're not probably very, very, very much comfortable because Boston College is up 23-14.
They're balling right now and just forced a punt.
Yeah, SMU. This is the old adage. SMU is probably not so happy to be in a bowl like this, where Boston College is just lucky to be in a bowl, and they're not far from their home.
Well, it's interesting, John. I thought SMU would really want to come out and, Boston College being an ACC team, really take it to Boston College and say, look, we belong in the ACC. And for the first half, it looked like they were playing well, but I will say this, rain might be playing a factor. There have been some really good throws by this backup quarterback, Jennings, whatever his last name is. But, his receivers are just dropping the ball.
They just can't hold on to the dead gum football. And then the Castellanos on the other side has been nasty. He's been just balling. By the way, speaking of balling, I love tonight. I'm telling you, when we're talking about quarterback play, the Jets are on their fourth quarterback of the year. They're going with Trevor Siemian. They're not going to score 30 points on a Browns team in their house. Joe Flacco and Amari Cooper and David Njoku are the real deal Holyfield. I know the line opened at 5.5. It's been pushed all the way to 7.5. It is a steep price. I still think you have to pay if you want to play. And I'm going with the Browns. And then college football tonight, Arizona, Oklahoma. Jed Fish has done an unbelievable job with Arizona. Their first bowl since 2017. On the flip side, Oklahoma, this is their 25th consecutive bowl. Their offensive lineman is in the transfer portal. Dylan Gabriel's gone, but everybody in Oklahoma is saying this is the start of the
Future.
Jackson Arnold era. A lot of people are saying he's going, hey, Miller Moss ain't nothing. Wait till you see what Jackson Arnold does. 6 touchdowns, all this good stuff. Man, I don't know. I look at the other side in Arizona and Jed Fish, and I look at the fact that they're going to go against a defense that is terrible, gives up 30 yards per play. They give up 4.5 yards per rush. They can't stop the run. They did get 19 turnovers. Problem is, Arizona, they don't turn the ball over. Only 5 interceptions on the entire season. I'm back in the Wildcats. I'm back in Jed Fish. Let's go, Wildcats. Take them and lay the 2.5. For Brian Dacus, I'm John Harden. Y'all get out there, make the world a better place. We'll see you on the flip side. Peace.
Guns, and more guns.